So, hello there everyone and welcome, it is Nirin here, and today it is time for me to bring you episode number 7 of our AFC Wimbledon Road to Glory career mode here on FIFA 18, and we are going to be getting back into some more action in this episode. We're going to be heading towards the end of October, jumping into November as we really start to make some progress in this series. Hope you guys are okay with the amount of times this is getting uploaded. I will try and make it a bit more frequent when I'm done with a couple of assignments, but I can't really promise anything. Third year of university is a little bit difficult when it comes to video making, but I'm trying my hardest, so hopefully that works for you. Bit of a refresher as to what happened in the last episode, because the last two have been very positive for us, where we did drop 2 points against Rotherham and did unfortunately go out of the Czech Trade Trophy. We are currently second in League One right now, so massively overachieving. The team is just coming together quite nicely now. I think we've got a bit of an understanding of how the team works, how it operates, what its strengths and weaknesses are, and generally speaking, it is seeming just a very nice team to use. It doesn't feel like a low-rated team, it does just generally, you know, the players feel better than their overalls are. Speaking of the overalls, I haven't shown you guys the actual team in a couple of episodes now, maybe at least 3 or 4 actually. George Long now, obviously 69, himself and Osher Larger are the best rated players in the side, closely followed by Leonardo da Silva Lopez here on the left-hand side. Azoro growing well, he's now 65, almost as good as his strike partner from Montserrat, not Bermuda as I called him, Lyle Taylor. Liam Trotter, Harry Forrester and Zuzi Toko all with high overalls. Tamori will probably need to grow a little bit, though he's only a lone player, so we're not going to focus on training him, but hopefully he grows well on his own. Bench-wise, the likes of McDonald, Apaya, Parrott, all towards the mid-60s. Florence, we're training him at the moment. Might change that up a little bit in this episode, but he's currently 63. Some more sort of reserve players at the moment, but players we're going to try and phase into the side. So it's time for your first game of today's episode. We're going to be at home at Plough Lane up against Plymouth Argyle. Now, at the end of the last episode, I did move the sliders up a little bit in favour of the AI, so they would have more chance of scoring, because they've been a little bit wasteful in front of goal recently. If that continues in this episode, I will increase their, well no, I will decrease, sorry, their shot error once again. Only really 2 changes. Barry Fuller is in for Tamori, because I just want to give him a chance. He's a bit of a fan favourite, and Dean Parrott, likewise, is coming in for a slightly tired Andre Dozzell. Now, we just had a little bit of an introduction there, where the players were training, and it was focusing on one Plymouth Argyle player. Didn't really know why at first, but I think, from what I can remember of the player's stats, he might be the top scorer in the league, so we're going to have to watch out for him. And now here's Lyle Taylor, bit of a one-man team at the moment, but Azoro is bursting forward to try and help out with this attack. Back towards Trotter, but unfortunately Songo there wins it back, then gives it straight into Azoro. Here's Lyle Taylor, that's now over to Harry Forrester, great one-handed save there by McCormick. Da Silva, oh, he did keep it in at first. I don't know, you know, like when you can get like a little vibe that a team is going to be a difficult one to play? That's, there we go, been proved. Jervis has smashed it top bins. Barry Fuller tried to come across and block it, but literally, I was just saying, you know when you can get a vibe just from the way a team starts a game, it's going to be a difficult one. Plymouth were showing that. We might have had the first chance of the game, but we only got the ball off them from a poor pass, and it looked very direct. That was very, very direct indeed. Through ball, straight into the striker. Barry Fuller tries to slide across. The ball bypasses Charles and Osher completely, and we are 1-0 down inside 7 minutes. It's old school Wimbledon time. Flipping episode 3 settings, when we used to go behind really early on all the time. Jake Jervis clearly isn't the man who's top scorer. He's only scored 3 goals in the league, but you'd have thought he'd scored more with finishing like that. Well won there in the air by Dean Parrott. Now this is Lyle Taylor. Good on-rushing run here from Liam Trotter. Great shot from him. And McCormick is up to the task. Very well saved once again from the Plymouth goalkeeper, stretching out a right arm. Is Dean Parrott. Now it's Nzuzi Toko. Out into Forrester. Taylor back into Forrester again. Great chance. Saved by McCormick. Surely Azoro can convert, and he does on the rebound. That is what he is here for. Joel Azoro gets yet another goal in this series. A celebration I've literally never seen before on this game, but Joel Azoro with the goal after a great 1-2 there between Taylor and Forrester. Shot from Forrester straight at the keeper, but he didn't really do a good enough job of it. I believe that now is his 7th goal of the series overall. He is firmly staking his claim as the top scorer in this series overall. Will he ever be beaten? This is the thing. He's a young player. We might have him until, like, we get to the Premier League. You know, this record may never change. Oh, no, not great there from Barry Fuller. Darius Charles has slowed his man down, but it's still Jake Jervis. Looks for the cut back there from Fox. Good block from Oshalaja. De Silva Lopez gets there, but he's shoved off the ball. Wins it back off Grant, and Darius Charles sweeps up. My controller just disconnected and then changed me to alternate. That could have caused an absolute tragedy. Plymouth are still very dangerous, man. They pass it around so well and so quickly. They're just really direct, and that's so hard to deal with on this game. Here's Carey down the left-hand side. Oshalaja should deal with it. Doesn't. What a challenge, though. Who was that? Because Jake Jervis was about to slam that in. You can see here the ball comes in from Carey. Should really have been dealt with, actually, by Oshalaja, but the Plymouth man gets in the way. In fact, no, Oshalaja actually just nods it back down into danger to Jake Jervis, and it's Darius Charles who gets a toe on it before Jake Jervis can inevitably put that in. There would have been no chance for George Long. Jervis now into Fox. Good challenge from Toko, but Fox is still on the ball here. Now to Jake Jervis again. And Jake Jervis has scored another amazing goal, man. There's nothing you can do. It's just like, sit back and be like, yeah, Fez, you've just picked one right out of the top drawer on the turn. He's used Darius Charles as well to curl it around the defender right into the top corner. Jervis, my guy, is on a madness right now. Over towards Lyle Taylor, looking for the hold-up play. What a ball! That is through to Trotter! And it is such a poor finish from Trotter on his weak foot. That ball, though, from Lyle Taylor, my word. Jake Jervis has just come off the pitch, so he won't be getting his hat-trick in this game. Hopefully the man that's replaced him isn't going to be any more difficult to play against. Here, though, is Liam Trotter. And Liam Trotter again, and I'm sorry, the first time it was my fault. That one, don't feel like I aimed that badly at all. It's just a poor finish. It's so poor. On ultra attacking, don't want to go all out attack. That would be stupid at this point in the game. There's Parrott, that's now through to Lyle Taylor. Great turn from Lyle Taylor! Beautiful goal from the Messi from Montserrat, as I've been told to call him in the comments section. Lyle Taylor with 15 minutes of the game to go. Dean Parrott with the assist. Just played through, took a little deflection off the defender actually, but a turn from Taylor and a clinical finish down into the bottom corner. We've had to work hard, not gonna lie, but Lyle Taylor squares things up once again. The challenge comes in from Darius Charles to end the game, and it is going to be points shared between Wimbledon and Plymouth. Very difficult game, that one, but it ends 2-2. In my opinion, the man of the match was Jake Jervis for Plymouth, but Lyle Taylor gets a 9.4 and hence is given the award. Joel Azora with an 8.6, Parrott with an 8.9, and Nzuzi Toko with an 8.3. All four of those guys very, very good indeed. So now, on to some training, the first training of this episode, and I got a really funny comment actually in the comment section of the last episode, basically saying, you know, when people tell you to train young, promising players, and then here's Niran training players with no potential whatsoever. The reason for that, the reason why I'm training Oshalaja and Toko and trying to improve them above their potential is for that reason indeed, because I know they don't have the potential to grow on their own, but we want them to be in the series for a while because they're fan favourites. Other fan favourites like Joel Azoro, De Silva Lopez, who do have potential, they're gonna grow on their own. We don't need to train them. Hartigan is being trained because he's a young Wimbledon player. Visser is being trained 2 slots actually as well, because he's a youth academy player with a decent potential and a decent overall, and we're massively lacking on winger depth, so I want him to be at least 60 when he arrives out of the youth academy. So we've had our first demand of the series so far. Florence says he wants to play. He's been in pretty good form recently. He has, in fairness. I've been pleasantly surprised by Florence compared to how his pre-season went. During the season, he's actually been really solid. Now, one thing I did actually see in the comment section as well was whether I should introduce Player of the Episode. Now, if you don't know what that is, we had it in Bournemouth Career, where basically the best player in that episode, I'll put up a poll at the end and you guys can decide who the best player of the episode was, and the winner of that would then play every single game of the next episode. Now that would have a good impact on whoever won it, but also a bad impact because of the amount of games there are in League One. There's always midweek fixtures, so it might take a bit of a toll on players in terms of fatigue. So I want to know basically if I should bring that and implement it into Wimbledon Career as well. So there will be a poll on the top right of the screen. Should I do the player of the episode concept in this series as well? Now I know earlier when I was talking about training, I said that I didn't really want to train the likes of Da Silva Lopez and Azoro. But looking at this, I'm really tempted to start training them on their stamina because it's constantly struggling. We're going into the second game of today's episode, which is a really important one, away from home against Wolves, top of the table championship side Wolves, in the round of 16 of the Carabao Cup. We have got so far in this competition, it's unbelievable. And 3 of our main players are ridiculously tired. Forrester, Azoro, and Da Silva Lopez, so I might start training that into them pretty soon because it's a recurring theme. So here we go. If we win this, we're in the quarterfinals of the League Cup. There you can see it. We're currently in the round of 16. Here is the side we're up against. The likes of Ruben Neves, Leo Bonatoni, Diogo Jota as well in this side. Oshalaja there intercepts that one and now bursts forward. We are going to be positive in this game though, as we were against Huddersfield. You know, we are an attacking side. I want to build that as like a dynasty. I don't want to be a lower league team that just settles for a draw in a big game. I want to come out and win things. So there's Forrester into Joel Azoro. Great turn from him. The shot, though, is slightly wild on the turn. Was always going to be a little bit difficult, that one, because he didn't really have too much space and he was facing away from goal. Man, I'm nervous but really reveling in this at the same time. I love these big games where you're not really expected to win because you've got nothing to lose but everything to gain. Joel Azoro, good turn from Joel Azoro. The shot, though, is straight into the hands of John Ruddy. That was some really good play, though, from the Swede, who would have been playing in the same league as Wolves had we not bought him in the summer. Obviously, we brought him in from Sunderland. There's Dozzell with a great ball through to Forrester, now through to Lyle Taylor! Lyle Taylor gives us the lead against Wolves. Huge, huge scenes here at the Molineux. Lyle Taylor, the Messi from Montserrat, has scored. Now that I know his nationality, he's banging in goals left, right and centre. That ball, could I just say, from Dozzell into Harry Forrester. I know it wasn't the assist pass. Forrester with a very good ball, in fairness to Taylor as well. But Dozzell's ball into Forrester was pinpoint accurate. Lyle Taylor, cool as you like, into the bottom corner. We are leading against championship leaders, Wolves. And I think Wolves might be a little bit shocked by how we're coming at them, because we're going at them again. Toko just doesn't quite get there. Lyle Taylor has just gone down injured. The goal scorer is down on the ground. This is big. We've already had an injury for Lyle Taylor in this series, so this is slightly worrying because we haven't got a huge amount of depth in terms of strikers. Here's Silva now. Down the left-hand side, that's a great ball in! Oshalaja, though, with a beautiful bit of defending to at least put Marshall off. I don't know if he got a touch, but he came across over towards Forrester, the two wingers combining, just probing here. This is Trotter, Andre Dozzell's shot. Wow, that P rolled so close to the far post. John Ruddy must have eyes in the back of his head because it wasn't that far away from goal. And here is Bonatoni, though. Gets away from Darius Charles, back into Price. And that is a big wake-up call for us because that easily could have been a goal for Wolves. I was just talking about Ruben Neves. The ball actually went through Ruben Neves, so if that had ended up going in, I would have been very annoyed. Just 6 minutes of this half left to go. If we can go in at half-time leading, that would be huge, really, for this game. Neves, though, swings it in. Florence wins it. It's fallen right to Connor Cody. Florence, though, blocks it. Dozzell with a poor touch. Now it's into Silva. What a save from George Long. Oh, my word, to deny Silva. I don't know which Silva it is. That is astonishing. If we win this game, I'm not getting ahead of myself, but if we do somehow pull off this victory, that is going to be the moment that defines this game. Ball into the box. Bennett gets there and it's just wide of the post. Here come Wolves. What an interception there from Darius Charles and cleared away. We just need to get it away at this point because Wolves are really just hammering us at the moment in terms of pressure. We are so slow with our build-up play right now because I'm so nervous of giving the ball away. Trotter out wide, though, here to Da Silva Lopez. Still Da Silva Lopez! Deflected wide off Connor Cody. The goalkeeper was rooted to the spot. Without that deflection, that is nestling firmly in the bottom corner. Darius Charles, Florence, Da Silva Lopez here to try and get a 2-goal lead. Oh, it dribbles just wide of the post. Huge chance. Huge chance from Da Silva Lopez. Here's Marshall again, cutting past Toko. Great ball there into Silva. Silva with the shot, and again, George Long is a hero in this game so far. Acrobatic effort from him to deny Silva. Was it going in? Maybe hitting the post, maybe going in, but George Long did not know that. Silva there trying to knock that one down. Charles just about deals with it. My word, was that close. Now Trotter, we're under massive pressure here, but we've done it! It is the end of the game. The referee has blown for full time, and somehow we have come out on top in one of the most entertaining 1-0s I've ever been involved in. But that early goal from Lyle Taylor is enough to earn us victory against Wolves. We are through as AFC Wimbledon League One proposed strugglers at the start of the season to the quarter-finals of the League Cup. I said though, if we went on to win this game, this save would be the save that defined our victory. I know Lyle Taylor scored the goal, but this save from Silva's shot from George Long is genuinely one of the best saves I have seen in a career mode on this channel ever in history. It is absolutely unbelievable. One-handed, and George Long somehow sticks out a right hand. Harry Forrester though was your man of the match, an 8.8 rating for him. Obviously he got the assist for the goal, but generally speaking he was very good as well. Azoro, Dozzell and Taylor with good ratings, an 8.5 for Florence. Given he didn't get a goal or an assist, shows how unbelievable he was in that game. There you have it. Wimbledon are through to the quarter-finals of the League Cup. Only 3 sides, I believe, other than us, who are in the same division or lower. So unfortunately, we did see an injury for Lyle Taylor in that game. He didn't run it off, and that was because it was a sprained knee. He did very well to play on for the rest of the game in that case because he got injured very early on. 3 weeks is how long he's going to be out for. That will most likely be more like 2, but it does mean he'll miss about 3 or 4 games. So the third game of today's episode is going to be a simmed one away from home against Charlton, and I know what you're thinking. This is going to be a very difficult game. I know it is. Thankfully, Charlton, to give us a chance, or at least in pretty poor form. They're 7th in the league going into this one. We're away from home. We're without Lyle Taylor. We're without Da Silva Lopez, who's too tired. I realise this is probably going to be a loss, but we're going to have to sim games away from home eventually. Otherwise, all of our games are going to be played away. So we're going to get into this one. I will 100% take a draw out of it, and I know you're thinking that I'm stupid. I am stupid. This is a stupid decision to go through with this, but maybe we can nick something. You never know. 20 minutes gone, nothing's happened apart from a Kwesi Appiah yellow card, who's obviously had to come in to replace the injured Lyle Taylor. But would you believe it, Joel Azoro has given us the lead after 36 minutes, and Nzuzi Toko has made it 2. Away from home against Charlton, we are winning 2-0 thanks to Azoro and Toko, the summer signings, who have been phenomenal all series so far, have won us the game against Charlton. Well, chuck everything out of the window that I said before the game, because apparently it wasn't that difficult after all. Toko with a goal, Azoro with a goal. Beautiful scenes, great stuff, boys. So an interesting one here, Nzuzi Toko has been named the Player of the Month. I don't feel as if I can express just how good this guy has actually been in the last month. He's won the League One award. He just steals the ball on such a regular basis. He's literally a League One Kante. Final thing we're going to do before the final game of today's episode is a little bit of training, and we're going to be training Oshalaja, Toko Hartigan, and Visser, although I've realised I made a mistake there, haven't I? Because Visser's got no potential. I don't think there's any point even training Visser at this point, apart from maybe as a backup whilst we're still in League One. Meanwhile, whilst I was talking about that, Nzuzi Toko is is now 68 rated. Okay, that wasn't the final thing before the final game of today's episode, because I didn't realise how big the break was between games. We've got a second bit of training, and we switched things around a little bit. There's, honestly, I'm not even sure there's any point training Visser at this point, given how low his potential is. So we're going to actually give training to Morgan Shaw, who's got a bit more potential about him. We're going to train his dribbling and also his finishing. Florence is back in, and then Toko and Oshalaja once again are getting trained. They're pretty much going to be trained the whole time, really, during the course of this season, I think. So given how long it's been between the last two games, unbelievably, Lyle Taylor is back from his injury already. So Taylor's back in. Azoro is alongside him, now 66 rated as well, because we've now moved into a new month, being November. Da Silva Lopez has gone up just in time to face his old team. Dozel and Toko have gone up overall, and so has Tamori, who is joined by Oshalaja and Florence. And also, just the rest of the team's going to stay the same, but quick change, like, off the bat here. Trotter's been appalling so far in this episode, so Dean Parrott is going to come on to replace him, and Dozel will play in that more attacking role. Forrester, very interesting pass there into Tamori instead. Back to Forrester again, though, a little bit of space for the winger. Taylor back into Forrester again, but it's straight into the hands of Bond. Here's James Maddison, now into Marriott. Got a bit of space here as Marriott, the block really should have worked, and I'm not really sure why it didn't. Florence came flying in to block that. Just needed to get a little bit closer. It's a great finish, though. The sliders are really working in terms of getting the AI to score more, because they're scoring some great goals as well. So we're 1-0 down again early on in the league. We didn't do it against Wolves, we did it earlier on. Can we get an instant response here with Lyle Taylor? Great save at the near post from Bond to deny the man from Montserrat from getting that instant response. But there's our first proper chance of the game. Maddison there into Marriott. That's a wonderful ball through, but Oshalaja with the challenge. Adil Nabi was actually offside anyway, so in the end it wouldn't have mattered, but some great defensive play regardless. Not great defensive play from Florence, though, who gives the ball away to Hughes. He's off the back of a really good performance, actually, is Florence. Maddison there with the shot, but a simple near-post save for George Long, who had an absolute blinder against Wolves. Hasn't, unfortunately, been able to make a save, though, in this one. Dozel, Azoro, that's round the corner now for Lyle Taylor. Dozel is there in support. Dozel equalises. Beautiful goal and amazing build-up play there from Lyle Taylor to make that one happen. Azora with the ball round the corner, but a lovely turn and a little flick into Dozel. And we're back level again, and we're looking for more. Here comes Lyle Taylor going forward again. Cutting inside, trying to find Azora. Not quite offside, is the man from Sweden. Back to Lyle Taylor again. Shanked well wide, though, from him. He just sliced it, unfortunately. Not great aiming, sorry, from myself. Flippin' heck, Peterborough have got a Forrester as well. We've got one. We need to prove that our Forrester is the best. Why is Oshalaja Why is Oshalaja in the position? He does what he wants, doesn't he, Adideji Oshalaja? Now Marriott. Good passing here from Peterborough. Just holding on to possession. They've been in possession for so long. We need to get the ball back. Great shot on the turn first time from Adil Nabi. That was one hell of an effort. It took a lot of build-up play to get there, but the first time shot off the post bounced very luckily off George Long, and thankfully was able to claim straight away as Taylor now puts that through towards Azoro, and that was ever so close. Oh, lovely flick on. This is great play here from Wimbledon. Nzuzi Toko, still Nzuzi Toko! Phenomenal save there from Bond for a very powerful strike. But that move was astonishing. Great flick again from Lyle Taylor, like the one that set up our goal. But that was one of the best pieces of play I've seen in this series so far. And a very good piece of play from Peterborough. Almost sees them grab a second as well. This is end-to-end stuff as Marriott blasts it just wide of the post. Down the right-hand side there for Maddison. Back to Nabi again. Great ball into Forrester, but a phenomenal save with the feet from George Long, who's had to be on full performance this episode. My word. That was 100% going in from Long. Just literally used his toe to deny the Peterborough Forrester. Here's Marriott. That should be dealt with by Florence. Oh, that's a poor touch from Florence. Here's Marriott still. Parrott, though, with a great challenge to deal really with that attack and to spare the blushes of Florence, whose mistake it was that led to the chance. Dozzell, Azoro, Kwesiapaya. Dozzell now bursting through. Still Dozzell, the cutback now in for Nzuzi Toko! How has he put that over? A couple of people were saying you need to train Toko's shooting. My word, is that evident. My word, is that evident indeed. Trotter, fresh off the bench, wins that in the air, and he can set Kwesiapaya through. Kwesiapaya hits the post at the death. My controller's disconnected. It's all going wrong. But Kwesiapaya, he doesn't just hit the post, he hits the inside of the post there. Right, the controller's back in action now, but that was another big chance to get the 3 points there. Kwesiapaya, I mean, it wasn't the easiest chance he'll ever get in the world. You know, he was facing away from goal to an extent, but hitting the post, coming so close. We're still going forward though with Apaya. Trotter now into Forrester. Ball into the box towards Da Silva Lopez. Headed out only as far as Dean Parrott, who sweeps it up. Just about holds onto the ball, does he? He does. Toko was about to fire it into Apaya, but the referee blows, in my opinion, prematurely to end the game. And it is yet another draw in the league in terms of a played game. That is, what, 5 points from a possible 9 in today's episode. Not amazing, but not terrible either. We definitely... Toko's chance was the big one. So there you go, a second draw of the episode in the league. But Andre Dozzell was your man of the match. Unsurprising, he got the goal. 9.3 for him. Lyle Taylor with an 8.5. Forrester, Toko, Parrott and Da Silva Lopez all with good ratings. Worth noting, of course, Da Silva Lopez playing against his old team did do a pretty good job in fairness. Obviously didn't score, didn't get an assist, but this was probably his brightest game of the episode. So that draw then sees us slip now 7 points behind Blackburn, who are still yet to lose a game in this season after 17 fixtures. That is absolutely insane. Really good goal difference, 34 points, and still 3 points clear of the playoffs being occupied at the moment by Bury, Rotherham, Portsmouth and Rochdale. In terms of the Hall of Fame, I can't really imagine too much has changed. One thing I do know is the case, though, is that Da Silva Lopez is now joint with Oshalaja and George Long in terms of the highest overall in the side. It was also a tie between Trotter, Da Silva Lopez, and I think it was Lyle Taylor for most assists last episode. So I don't know whether that will have changed. I think a couple of those guys did get assists in this episode. Lyle Taylor certainly did. That, though, is going to be it for today's episode then of Wimbledon Career Mode here. The road to glory, the road back to the Premier League for AFC Wimbledon. It's been another pretty damn decent episode. We might have drawn twice in the league, but progressing to the quarter-finals of the Carabao Cup as a League One side is absolutely insane. We are officially the giant killers of that competition. And yeah, things are going pretty damn well. If you've enjoyed this video though, make sure to slap a like on it and subscribe if you are new to the channel. You can also let me know what you think of the series in the comment section, and you can follow me on social media. My Twitter handle is @theofficialfng, and my Instagram is exactly the same, @theofficialfng over there too. Links are down below. But it has been an absolute pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a wonderful day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.
Yo, Massappels. I roll out with some monsters. Looks like your team and you watchers. I do not roll with imposters. Sound like the man in the Oscars. I'm drunk off Henny and Fosters. I have a career, I am jobless. This bitch f me so hard, I might just end up unconscious. I like girls in lingerie, especially if it is crotchless. Bitch, I am the bigger picture. There is no way you can crop us.